Hi all, Steve Fitzpatrick here to share my thoughts on the recent changes that will impact construction work associated with respirable crystalline silica, commonly called RCS. Crystalline silica is a common material found in many building materials such as bricks, concrete, cement, engineered stone, natural stone, and fiber cement products. Silica dust can be generated when working with these materials, including tasks such as cutting, sawing, grinding, drilling, polishing, scabbling, and crushing. Other tasks like dry sweeping or using compressed air can disturb settled dust containing silica dust and make it airborne. So back around 2018, silica dust was put under the spotlight in Queensland, and some general guidance was released for the construction industry and an alignment of airborne silica dust with high-risk construction work. This, as we know, triggers the requirements to prepare a safe work method statement, and this was something the inspectors were looking for prior to the COVID shutdowns. The guidance was provided included the requirement for engineering controls. This includes on-tool extraction that is connected to an industrial vacuum unit. Dust extractors or vacuums for power tools should be H-class where it is practicable, as these are much more effective at capturing dangerous dusts like RCS. M-class vacuums are only permissible where it is not reasonably practicable to use a H-class vacuum. This is slightly different to previous information provided by the department and may be difficult for a contractor to validate why it is not reasonably practicable to use a H-class vacuum. Water suppression means using water at the point where the dust is being generated. To effectively control dust, water or fine mist suppression needs to be supplied at the right levels for a full duration of time that the work has been done. There is a note: handheld spray bottles, sponges, or garden hoses should not be used to separately apply water to power tools, so it needs to be part of the design of the tool. Respiratory protective equipment, RPE, is also prescribed in the code and is classified by minimum protection factor as detailed from the Australian Standard 1715. Generally, the prescribed minimum protection factor is 10, and this details the type of RPE to be worn, included P1, P2, or P3 filter half piece, P1 or P2 disposable face piece, or powered air purifying respirator P1 filter with head covering or face piece. There is also a requirement to do fit testing. There is also a requirement for health monitoring, where the worker is exposed to a significant risk, and this is detailed further in Appendix 4. Appendix 4 is provided in the code and provides guidance for specific activities common to the construction type work. We will look at two examples. The first example is stationary masonry saws, e.g. tile saws or brick saws. Engineering and work practice controls are detailed, and you can see that both water suppression and mechanical extraction is provided. Respiratory protective equipment minimum protection factor is detailed based on less than or greater than 4-hour shifts, and you can start to see some differences between the water suppression and mechanical extraction. The water suppression does not require RPE, however, the mechanical extraction does, whether outdoors or indoors. The use of vacuum extraction also flags health monitoring. The second example is for a handheld saw, such as a quick cut saw. Again, you can see options for both water suppression and mechanical extraction. However, we can see some differences in the respiratory protection equipment minimum protection factor, and specifically, if you look at water suppression for outdoors, there is no minimum protection factor, whereas if the shift is longer than 4 hours, there is a minimum protection factor. Again, health monitoring is raised for both water suppression and vacuum extraction. So these are some of the changes that I see affecting us in construction. The department has announced that there will be a campaign looking at the requirements of the code. So key takeaways: review your safe work method statement against the specific requirements in Appendix 4 of the code. If your workers are required to wear masks, get them fit tested, and determine whether health monitoring applies to the work that's being conducted. If you want to chat further, just give us a call or send me a message. Thank you.